What a nightmare.
Unfortunately, tech support at big companies you would think would be very easy to find, but it is impossible. But come to HabitAware, come to
Yeah.
SkinPick, and you will get us.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you for
I want to
joining
find
me.
out from you, how is your BFRB week going?
It
You've
is
been so busy.
it has really been really fun. I was just sort of talking
Yeah.
about the great BFRB get together last weekend and riding a little bit
Yeah.
of a wave of a high. I'll be honest, I've been so
Hmm.
like energetic and excited that I have been pulling a little bit more, which is
Okay.
interesting. Like it
Okay.
never really
Yeah.
clicked for me that energy and excitement was
Yes.
a trigger
Yes.
for me. So I've been taking care of myself though. Yeah, yeah. How about you? How's your week going? And hi, Liba. Oh, I am doing good, Liba. How are you? Everyone tell us how you're doing in the comments. Are you getting good information from us, from our interviews with folks? And I think I lost our friend Meryl. Don't know. Let's see. Let's try again. All right. You're back. It's loading. It's loading. I'm not sure what's going on. I can hear you but can't see you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yep. Oh, but I can
Oh,
see.
I didn't touch it. There you go. Now it's, hold on. Let's
I can
change
see your
the
camera. Yeah, the
camera,
other way. Yep.
flip it.
There
There you
we go.
go. I didn't touch a thing. I don't know what's going on. I think
Oh,
the universe is saying to me, Meryl, you've been up since 3 a.m. this morning.
oh my gosh.
Stop. Go to bed.
Yeah. Tell everyone, where are you right now? What time is it? Oh my gosh.
Just say that again.
Where are you? What time is it?
It's 4:15 now, and I'm in
Oh
South
my.
Africa. So it is the end of the day, but I've been up since 3,
Oh,
so it's been a long day.
long day. Okay. No worries. No worries.
Yeah.
Well, we have a
But I'm
little bit
just
of
really happy to be here, though.
same. I'm super stoked. We have a little bit of time left, so what I'm going to do is I want to get to some of the questions that we had wanted to kind of touch on. Tell us, Meryl,
Exactly.
how you got into. Oh my God! Now that's me being fumbly. Tell us how you got into serving the BFRB community.
Oh, wow. I think it was just by luck. Um, so my son has trichotillomania. He started showing signs and symptoms when he was an infant. So, I mean, he was barely walking and talking before he started pulling. My daughter has skin picking, so she's got excoriation
Mm,
disorder. And I wasn't really cognizant of all of this really at the time. And I'm doing my own thing here in South Africa, doing counseling and helping other organizations share awareness on multiple different mental health disorders. And I get a request to join the Helping Minds team, who are the creators of SkinPick and TrichStop. And so it was really just by chance, but I look back at it and it wasn't chance. It was the universe. It was fate. And yeah,
yep.
100%. And I think about it all the time, and I'm just so grateful that the team at SkinPick and TrichStop are just unique angels and human beings, and I'm just so honored to be part of the team, and I'm now part of the family, and we
Yeah.
making the family bigger. But yeah, when I joined this world, it was by chance, if not fate. And I'm just so grateful. And realizing then that my kids are experiencing this.
Yeah.
So it was really eye-opening, and I even discovered that I have tendencies as well. And it's just yeah, it's just opened up my eyes, and I'm better able to support my kids. So as a result of it.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
why we do Awareness Week, so that we can better
Yeah.
support the
Yeah.
people we love, right? Or if we have the condition, that we can get better support from the people
Yeah.
we love.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes, and it's
So
beautiful.
to add to that,
yeah.
I just wanted to say that, like, I've been in mental health for 20 years. Like, it's my profession. It's what I do every single day. And yes, we heard about trichotillomania, but we couldn't even say the word because it's so tricky off the tongue, and because we didn't say it so often, like we couldn't even pronounce it. And it just again shows that even mental health practitioners and healthcare workers don't know what BFRBs are, including myself. I mean, I had children in my house, and I wasn't even aware. So these types of awareness weeks and campaigns are just so vitally important, not just for the community that are experiencing this themselves, but it's to help educate the people that are supposed to be helping the community.
Right on.
That's really vital and important.
Yep. 100%, right? Like those first lines of defense, pediatricians, hairstylists, people, dermatologists, people that are coming in contact with us. Like, we need safe spaces to say, I pull out my hair, I pick my skin, and not be met with judgment and shame and blame and guilt. And why just stop, but with information, but with, oh, that is dermatillomania, that is trichotillomania. Here are some resources. Here are places to go for help. So that's why we do Awareness Week, and that's why we have conversations with other folks in the community who are serving the community in different ways. So Meryl, tell us a little bit about the role of support in BFRB treatment and how SkinPick.com and TrichStop.com play a role in that.
Definitely. I think you can't have a full treatment plan if there isn't support. I mean, that's such an integral part of treatment. Skin picking and hair pulling is such an incredibly isolating disorder, and it creates so much shame, and then that shame creates more triggers and urges, and that creates more shame, and that creates more isolation. So it's really important for us to not only provide the tools and the access to therapy, to the therapists. It's to connect people, and we do that on our community page, on our app, and the website. We do that through our support groups. We do that here, social media. It's just helping people realize that they're not alone. That there are people out there who are able to manage their hair pulling and their skin picking, and it is possible. And they're just not. We just want them to feel like there is hope, and you're not the only one who's experiencing this, and you're not weird, and you're not sitting there just thinking, okay, why is this happening just to me? So just creating connection is just really, really important, and it's one of my favorite things, especially the support groups, and just witnessing people realize that, wow, there's another person here, and oh, you're saying and you're experiencing very similar to what I have experienced, and just that feeling of connection, and just, wow, I can actually talk to another person that actually gets this and who's not judging me or shaming me, is just so powerful.
Yep. Yeah. When we feel
it's really beautiful to experience that from this side.
Yep. Yeah. When we feel seen, we can actually start healing, right? Because then the guard gets let down, and we can let in more of the help and the hope.
And that self-compassion can start to build and develop, which is really, really important when it comes to shame and just getting through this.
Yeah. So trichotillomania, which is hair pulling, dermatillomania, which is skin picking, and other body-focused repetitive behaviors. These are not new. You can go back to like the ancient Greek,
the 1800s.
even farther, right, to the ancient Greeks,
Yeah.
and see notations of people pulling out their hair in, quote unquote madness or something like that. So these conditions are not new. It's just that only in probably the last 40 years, which is about how old I am, do we have information about them? Do we have a name for them? Do we have an understanding of their self-grooming gone awry, their self-soothing, but they create this sort of impairment of life? Can you tell me, so this these last 40 years, this trajectory of, so now, because of awareness, because of, getting talked about in New York Times or in different publications, people who are maybe 60, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old maybe have been pulling or engaging. Oh, sorry about that.
We can't hear you. I can't hear you now. Aniela, can you hear me? You've gone mute.
What would you tell someone in that scenario?
I didn't get the full question because I lost you a little bit, but I think I understand what you're asking me. We recently, actually many times, not just, that hasn't just happened once, I get asked by someone who's in their mid to late 80s asking about help. So and again, as I mentioned, my son was an infant when he had signs and symptoms. And we know that during adolescence, it's the peak, and that's the time where the signs and symptoms start to appear. So it really does, it can happen at any life stage, at any time. And it obviously is possible to get support and treatment at any stage. But I just want to reiterate that it doesn't matter how old you are, whether you are an infant or a teen just discovering yourself and what's all of this that's happening to you, all those life stages, if you're in your 20s or your 40s, so whether you've been picking for a couple years or decades, there is always an opportunity to get support and help, always. I think the only thing that you need to take in consideration is, are you ready? That's it. There are no other limitations. If you're ready to do this, then that's the perfect time. Otherwise, there is no perfect timing, perfect age, perfect decade. No, there's none of that. And I know that the other challenge can be, financial resources, but there are other ways that you can be assisted with that. You need to be ready and committed to the change. But
First
I got an email just a couple of days ago about someone who's in their 80s and like, is there really hope for me? And I'm like, yes, and yes, and yes. Yeah. Like, let's see what we can do and get you started.
Yeah, 100%. I love that. You need to be ready because it is work. I call it joyful work because it's all about mind-body connection and creating more joy and happiness in your life as you go through this process. But yeah, you need to be ready to do that work. You need to be ready mentally. You need to be ready physically. You need to be ready emotionally. You need to be ready for that roller coaster because it's going to be, and that's why support's important to help you right on that journey. A buddy to hold the barf bag sometimes, and then a buddy to help you off and on the roller coaster. Buddy to help you slow it down or speed it up depending on the situation. I love that. That is such a huge insight around you could do all the things. You can go to therapy, you can wear a smart bracelet like HabitAware, you can go to support groups and listen to other people's journeys and stories, but if you're not ready to take action, none of that is going to help, right? It's going to start maybe opening the door and start getting you to think about and knock on it, but at some point you got to take that action. You got to be ready to take that action. So I love that.
And I think the partly why there are so many people that have waited decades and who feel like so helpless and hopeless is because of what we were just speaking about earlier. they've gone to therapists to say, okay, this is what I'm dealing with, help me. And they can't help them. They either send them away or they put them on a treatment plan that is just not effective at all. And they get really discouraged. And that's only fair. I mean, I would feel discouraged as well. If after years or decades I'm experiencing this and no one can help me, of course I'd feel hopeless and helpless. And again, that's why these types of campaigns and awareness weeks are so important, and just like consistently showing up and speaking about this, just reminding people that, okay, there is hope.
Yeah.
You need to find the right resources. You need to find therapy where they specialize in BFRBs, so skin picking and hair pulling. They need to be licensed. You'll be surprised. And you also need to make sure that are they using therapy modules or models that are actually effective? Has it been proven by science and research that it is effective? And I think if you can tick all of those, then go for it. But it is discouraging, and it's really hard, sort to read messages and hear people say that they really don't trust therapy because they've just been through such hardships when it comes to the mental health industry, and it's really tough and it's really difficult, and all we can do, I mean, we can't force anybody. All we can do is, again, just consistently show up and just show how it can work, and just do our best to just be leaders in the industry, and just share how effective it can be.
Yeah, I completely agree. I feel like when it comes to finding the right treatment professional, it is really like dating. Like you want to meet the person that obviously
Yeah,
knows about these conditions, but then also like you feel comfortable sharing with, right? Like I
absolutely.
remember, yeah, I remember back in my 20s, I went to someone and I shared I have hair pulling, but I was there because to kind of help process the loss of my father to cancer, and she was like, "Okay, let's not worry about the hair pulling thing. Let's talk about your dad." And I was like, "Well, like they're so ingrained,
Yeah,
like they're so intertwined." So I never went back to that person. But then decades later, I found a proper BFRB therapist and was able to really make some headway. Um, and even now, like it's keep doing what's working, right? Like even though I'm not with that therapist anymore, I'm with another therapist. I did stop for a while and then went back during my own breast cancer journey, and
mm-hmm.
you can't stop what's working. That's the other thing, and that's where the readiness it comes in, is like understanding that this is about lifestyle change. This is about changing a lot of things, not just what my hands are doing, but what else in your life is contributing to what your hands are doing, so that you can
Absolutely.
really, really have lasting change. Um, Meryl, just looking over here at some of the questions we had talked about. For someone who's hesitant to start, what's one encouraging message you want them to take away from today's conversation? And I think you kind of did get there a little bit, but let's do it one more time because everyone needs to hear it again in different ways.
Just repeat the question again. I just
Yep,
got the first part of it.
absolutely. For someone who's hesitant to start, what's one encouraging message you'd want them to take away from today's conversation?
That it is possible to have a fulfilling life if you have trichotillomania or excoriation skin picking disorder. It's possible. Um, it's really important to send the message and be very clear that it is not curable, but it is treatable and manageable, and you can live such a fulfilling and beautiful life. Someone mentioned that to me yesterday. They were in their 60s, and they're like, "Yeah, I've had a beautiful, beautiful life, and I'm really happy. I do have my moments. I struggle, with slips and that kind of thing, and it's an active, continuous thing. So my message is that there is hope and there is so much beauty. And if you're part of this community, you already know that there is just so much amazing other people in the community that motivate you and inspire you and keep you going. And yeah.
Awesome. That's so beautiful. Recovery is possible. Recovery is
Absolutely.
possible.
Absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
Colorado Most Basic asks, I gave in to the picking for the soothing. What else can I use to soothe that is sensory? Any suggestions there? Any insights there?
Yeah. So in the program, we do talk about like competing responses and you know, what can you do in replacement, you know, for picking or for pulling. And a lot of the time fidgets do come up, and I know that's, you know, when people do hear the word fidget, maybe they get a bit of a thrill, or they're like, oh, I can't believe you're actually suggesting a fidget or a toy. But they can be really effective, and it depends on what are you trying to get out of that. Like, is it a tactile, you know, when you pick, is it a tactile thing? Do you just like the sensation? Like, what is it that you enjoy, and try to see what could as close replace that. So for me, I don't have anything with me now because I've changed rooms, but I keep, no matter where, except for right now, I always keep like a bowl of stones around me. And in the winter, it's actually really funny. If I'm wearing a coat, which I probably am almost every day, I put my hands in the coat and pops out a stone. I'm always playing with a stone, whether it's smooth or there's like these weird edges, and I'm always rubbing my fingers over them. And it's not going to replace the actual physical sensation and gratification of picking or pulling, but it could come close to that. So finding something that could help you and that you can connect with from a fidget perspective, that could be really helpful. Breathing is very underestimated. That is such a really great tool as well. It's really important. In the program, we teach about creating distance. So it's not just going through that automatic sequence of I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable, I'm feeling something's going on. You might not even be conscious about that, and you go to pick or pull. It's creating that distance and between the urge and actually picking or pulling, and breathing really helps with that. So when you feel like that urge is coming along, just if you can, try pause and just take a couple breaths. There's no like special technique that you got to breathe in like this and breathe out. Just breathe normally and just see how that works, but just do it mindfully, and try to slow it down if you could, and see if that helps. But there are many other tools. I think you just got to find the one that like works for you, you know?
Yep, it's all about experimenting. Great ideas there in terms of helping with sensory needs. So just want to be mindful of time. I know we started late, but I have another
I'm sorry.
chat. No,
I
that's all
get
right.
that.
I have another chat with someone coming right up, but I want one last question for you is how can people find you? Where can people go to find out more about SkinPick and TrichStop?
Yeah, so we are all over the place, just so we can try and reach as many people as possible. So we obviously have websites, www.trichstop.com or skinpick.com. You can find us in the app stores to download the apps. You can find us on social media, so just Google or search in Instagram, TrichStop_com and SkinPick_com. If you click, I'm not even sure how I'm logged in now, whether it's myself or SkinPick or TrichStop, but just click on my profile. I have all the details there. Yeah, but if you Google TrichStop or SkinPick, you will find a platform where there will be a bunch of information where you can find more about the program and what we get up to. We do a lot of community work. We do a lot of webinars that are suited for anyone who's interested in just learning more about skin picking and hair pulling.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time and for sharing your insights and knowledge.
So welcome.
And sharing your personal story too. It's so important for people to understand, like, this thing affects everyone.
Everybody.
I really appreciate it, Meryl. It was so good to see you again, and I'm sure we'll email back and forth and get something else going again.
So. I know how this works now, so we'll be able to start on time next time.
Yeah, all good. Happy BFRB Awareness Week, folks. We are going to be back in just 3 minutes with Tommy Butler from Scabs Film. So give me 5 minutes and come back. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.